All right, guys, welcome to a very special edition of Club Top Shot. Club Top Shot meets fantasy football. Andy slid into my DMs the other day, said he had a pretty fun auction draft on tap that we could tackle together. Andy, what are we getting ourselves into tonight?
Yeah, so this is something put on by a new DAO that's forming called League DAO, and it's a pretty relatively generic auction draft with 5 different leagues that are all going on at the same time, and then there's kind of like a super winner of all 5 leagues at the end of all of it, and it's also kind of being built into like a larger fantasy football DAO organization thing, which is going to be weird and fun.
Yeah, and so some of the the main bullet points here, we have a jam-packed league here. We have Ja Rule, we have Kevin Rose, and I believe you were saying we think Michael Carter Williams is in this as well.
I think he is. Yeah, it's a lot of people with co-managers, but I'm in a Twitter DMs with everyone in the league, and Michael Carter Williams is in that group of DMs. So unless it was a mistake, he is in the league. I don't know.
Yes. So this is a star-studded, and then as far as the fantasy football particulars, it's an auction draft. We're doing this on Yahoo, $200 budget, pretty deep bench spots. So you can start one QB, two running backs, three wide receivers, one tight end, one flex. We do have defense. There is no kickers. And then we have 2, 4, 6 bench spots, and then 2 spots for COVID IR as well if we need. And then as far as the scoring settings, a few little quirks, 5-point passing TDs, but 30 points, 30 yards per point for quarterbacks. And then it's standard PPR otherwise. So pretty fun league format. And with the auction, I think it's a very skill heavy format relative to your, standard home league.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have been pushing my home league to do auction for a very long time, and that's like the one thing they've like refused to. That and Superflex have been the 2 things they refused to do. So I'm excited to get into an auction draft. It's been a few years.
My what I've learned with those home league things is you have to, it's the whole thing about you can't throw the frog into the pot of boiling water. Well, you shouldn't throw a frog in a pot, but he'll jump right out. But if you just slowly turn up the heat, he doesn't realize, like, it's like, all right, let's go to full point PPR, let's add a flex spot, okay, let's go super flex, and before you know it, then they've just been radicalized.
Yeah, that's what I was working towards, and so we like removed kickers, the little steps. We were getting there, but still a long ways to go.
So I figured the easiest thing to share on the screen with you guys is this, just the full applet here, and yeah, we're gonna figure this out as we go. Andy and I don't have a lot to go on for what we think this room will be like, but
No clue.
we're off to the right. I did see we are nominating second, so we can kind of start to maybe think about our nominating strategy. I mean, mine is normally pretty simple: nominate high price guys that you don't want.
That's yeah. Normally either high price guys you don't want or just like big names that like you hope that there's some fish who will bid on is my general strategy.
Exactly. So,
Looks like the draft is paused
oh no, this is how you know you're in a classic home league draft where the draft is paused.
instantly. League starts, draft paused.
It was funny when we were in Vegas for Club Top Shot. I was there a couple days before to do the auction draft, and it was my first time doing. Well, I'd done one other live auction draft, but not with a professional as the auctioneer, and I was terrified it was going to take forever, and it was actually pretty fast. But it's funny because I feel like it's when we're doing it remotely that there's way more pauses because everyone has their excuses of, like, I didn't get my guy in the queue, I didn't click that bid, my bid didn't go through. So hopefully we don't run bad on that front.
I'm optimistic. I think that there's a non-trivial amount of people in this draft who don't really care too much. At least I hope that that's the case for our bankroll as well. Um, but we'll see. As of right now, I currently see 3 people on auto draft, so that's a good sign. Well, bad sign for like fun maybe, but good sign for winning the league, which is also fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I remember ESPN, the way their app would handle auto drafters. I'm pretty sure it would, like, just rip their bids early. Like, I forget how they allocate that, but yeah, not ideal to have the auto drafters. But it is what it is. Yeah, if you just have $10,000 to throw away, by all means.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a choice.
It is a choice. My team, my choice. Andy and I are ready though. We got a little spreadsheet going over here on the side. We talked a little strategy early. See if I can turn Andy into a true zero RB bro is my goal here.
I'm already. You don't have to convince me.
That's
I'm
right.
down.
Andy's down.
I've listened to enough fantasy football drafts, even though I'm like pretty not actively in fantasy football anymore to know what's up.
So how are you? I mean, the big thing, I was surprised that you were even able to make time for this draft with just, I mean, yesterday, would you say yesterday was one of the most wild days in the NFT space basically ever?
Probably. I mean, it was pretty insane. Uh, so the board ape mutant drop was, I think, the largest ever single like amount of money spent on a drop in the history of like crypto, as far as NFTs go, for sure. Um, so that was totally crazy. And now there's all this drama because they like moved some of the funds to, or all the funds to an exchange, and Ethereum dipped 4%, and people are like, "Oh, are they selling their funds?" It's like, well, they raised money to run a company, not to like be long Ethereum. So that's a bunch of drama. It's been crazy. And then there was the punk auction on fractional, which had some craziness to it.
Yeah, tell me about that. I went in today and redeemed my share, my ETH from my dead tokens. It ended up being what, like a little less than a 2x, depending on
Yeah,
where you bought in.
75% or so
Yeah.
ish. Yeah, so that went really well, I think. The one thing that was kind of a bummer is actually someone had gone sent a transaction to send another bid, to bid up to
I
2,000
saw
Ethereum,
Dee's
and it got,
screenshot of that.
yeah, and it just, the gas spiked, and it didn't get through in time, and I guess they didn't notice or didn't care enough to do it, and so we could have potentially made a little more. Who knows what it would have gone for if that had kept going.
That is insane. So I saw the screenshot for the bid that didn't get through was like 2002 ETH, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Because our, oh my god, it's paused again. What's going on here? Let me see, check the chat. Is there a message?
I assume they're stalling for people to get in.
Probably. I don't know. There's a Zoom going on for the draft as well that I'm obviously not in, so maybe they're talking about it in there. Um,
So sorry, what was the difference in the winning bid versus the bid that didn't get through?
so the winning bid was 1890, and then this bid was 2002. So it was a good amount. And who knows if if that winning bid would have bid more. I'd be curious to see. Actually, let me look. Let me, while we have the time. Why don't I pull it up and check out his address and see what he was. See if he had enough going on to keep going.
Yeah, and so what's the whole, because everyone say, so first of all, in my head I'm like, okay, the bid you had to beat was far less than what you bid. Why not just bid less and then just full send it with the gas with your extra money you're
Well,
saving?
so fractional requires a either a 5 or 10%. I went back
Gotcha.
and forth between the two. So
Okay.
there was a minimum that you had to send, but they did bid more than that regardless. I don't know why they chose that number, but yeah, it's crazy to me that someone could send a transaction with over $6 million of Ethereum and not be like, let me make sure the gas is high enough. That's like insane to me.
Because what did they try? Was it literally like $150 in gas they tried to get it through with or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was not very much.
Do you have any idea who that bid was coming from?
Let me look. I know who won because I was talking to them about redeeming it. Um, let me check the bidding
Yeah.
transactions and
This
see.
this draft is still paused, guys. We'll let you know once it gets underway here. We will be back, our full crew, on Tuesday for Club Top Shot. We're gonna have a really fun show. We have Roz Gold coming back. We're gonna talk WNBA, Top Shot, of course, all of the NFT craziness. We have TJ from Own the Moment is going to come on later in the show. They have their really cool owners club, DFS meets NFT game that they're dropping. So we're going to check in on that. And this is a special edition, mini edition of Club Top Shot here. What are we
So,
seeing
all
on the
right,
blockchain?
so this is interesting. So there were a couple different bidders, and so the person who sent the bid that failed was not one of the three, or actually that was their first bid on the zombie. So basically, they watched the whole auction go down, and then they were like, you know what, 2,000, that sounds kind of nice. And then it just didn't go through,
Wow. I
which is
can't even
crazy.
imagine.
And so they had loaded up that account. They loaded that account up that day with $14.5 million worth of Ethereum.
What do
And
those
then they
group
fucked up
chats
the
look
bid.
like when they start talking about the gas fee? I mean, I can't even imagine.
Well, let me look at what the gas fee was that they paid for the failed transaction. They paid uh it was not very much. They paid like $50 in gas.
No, my God.
Yeah.
What's just so weird to me is like, I very much trust that this conglomerate is infinitely more ETH and crypto savvy than me. But even me, who has, tried to mint some projects in a few gas wars, know that you have to full send it to get it through. And I can't even imagine if I had a $7 million crypto punk on the line that I might be hitting the speed up button there on my MetaMask.
Yeah, you just send it with as much gas as you need. You're like, I have 15 minutes to get this transaction, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. So I see there was a message in the Twitter DM saying, "Hey, the draft is starting. If you're not here, come now." I think they're probably trying to figure out the three people who are on auto draft right now. One of them is someone with over 1 million followers, and so I think they probably want them to be active in the league, if I had to guess. But he's
Yeah.
also probably a pretty busy guy. If I, you know,
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I mean, I will say, like, y- no matter how rich you are, I mean, okay, maybe I'm actually no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say no matter how rich you are, $10,000 is still a lot to punt off on a fantasy league, but maybe it isn't.
yeah, I think so. Like for me, it was like, okay, I'm not really doing much fantasy this year. So normally I'll play a good amount of DFS, and honestly, I'm not that good. And so I'll probably lose $1,000 or something over the course of the year, or $2,000 just playing DFS and losing, because it's fun. It's a good way to have some extra skin in the game, watching the NFL season and stuff like that. And so since I'm not going to be doing that this year because I'm too busy with work and everything, it felt like a fun thing to do. And also, I know the guy Tyler who started it, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm happy to support you and do all of that. Um, it is crazy to me though to do this and then not be a part of the drafts, because drafting is like the most fun
It's
part
the best part.
of fantasy. Yeah, it's a little crazy.
We can recap this again. I can pull up the sheet here just to show people the format here. So there's 60 teams, 5 divisions with 12 teams each. There's no like standard head-to-head playoffs. There's incentives for winning your individual league based on points. And then week 16 and 17, if you advance and you're the top point scorer, you get 105,000. Second points total, 66,000 there. Otherwise, it is a standard 12 team league, just eliminating the head to head stuff, which I definitely appreciate when there's this kind of amount of money on the line.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I've always been a big proponent of, at least in some way, trying to cut out some of the head to head, where we're either in a lot of leagues I like doing, say 6 teams make the playoffs, the 6th seed is just the highest points left of the last 7 teams, or different little things like that. Um,
Yep. And then I
Shoot,
mentioned this
Instagram.
before: QB, 2 running backs, 3 wide receiver, tight end, flex, defense, bench, and a couple COVID/IR spots. So pretty nice format for loading up on wide receivers. You can see the full scoring settings down here. Pretty standard PPR league, other than these little quarterback quirks. It's kind of QB friendly. You don't have the -2 for an interception. It's only -1. You get an extra point for passing touchdowns compared to most leagues, although it is an extra 5 points or 5 yards to hit the point per passing yard threshold. So I still think it is a little nice bump for QBs, but nothing too insane.
So this may be a good time. What should we name our team?
Ooh,
Right now, we're just Andy's agreeable team. I feel like
yes.
there has to be something better than that.
Yes, I know. I mean, do we want to go with something clever? Do we want it to just be, Club Top Shot related? What are we thinking here?
I think if there was a way to pull off a Club Top Shot related pun that
Okay.
was somehow fantasy football like related, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, let's brainstorm this here a little bit. We got
Yeah, anyone in
CTS
the chat, if you have an idea.
Club Top Shot. I need the chat. My brain is too fried to be clever right now. So I'm gonna lean on the chat here to toss out some names as we brainstorm this here. Football fractionals. NF team club jock shots. Okay, that's aggressive. Club cup shot. Top cup. We're getting warmer. We're getting warmer here. We're still trying to figure out what the pause situation is going on here.
Yeah, I DM'd and asked, but who knows?
Club, club. Okay, wow, that's aggressive. This is an this is an inside joke on our FFPC boards. When you draft wide receivers, it's yellow is the color code for wide receivers. So we said that we're always pissing yellow in these drafts because we're taking so many wide receivers. So that's what that's referencing.
I love that. I do
uh,
like doing everything we can.
doing everything we can is good. Non-fungible team. Doing everything we can. I really wish I could be witty right now. You're really hammering this club piss boys.
Oh, it looks like another one of the mutant one of ones was just minted a few minutes ago, which is pretty cool.
So basically the way this worked is everyone I guess I don't understand M1, M2, serum, airdrop versus public mint. Help me unsort all that.
Yeah. All right. So we also got that they're waiting for one person who I guess is coming.
Okay.
I don't know. Must be nice to have that level of status, I guess.
Yeah.
But so the way that they did it was they made a particular amount of M1s, M2s, and then megas. So the megas, there were maybe 8 or something like that that they airdropped. Uh, one of the like the serums for that sold for like $1 million, which is crazy, uh, absolutely insane. And so those all you can use on an ape you own to create a mutant. The M1s were the least rare and are trading for like 6 Ethereum or so now. The M2s are second most rare and trading for around 16 or 17 Ethereum. I'd seen them up at 20, but I think they've dropped a bit. And then lastly is the megas, and those are incredibly rare. A couple mega mutants have traded on the open market so far. And oh, we got live auction stuff. We got Christian McCaffrey offer for
Okay.
$76. Draft
Okay.
paused.
Oh, did it immediately get paused after getting offered?
Well, it's because the guy auto offered $76 because he's auto drafting.
Oh my goodness.
What a shit show. This is about what I expected from this league. And so, yeah, a couple of the mutants, the mega mutants, sold on the open market over the last 24 hours. The first one went for 222 Ethereum. And that one, honestly, I think I'm with my favorite. I really like that one. And then one went for like 300 and something, and then another went for mid 300s. Honestly, I think they're all selling themselves short. I think you can get more for them if you wait a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no other one of one things in the Bored Ape world, and so you have these like 8 one of ones that all look really sick. And so it's kind of crazy to me to try to sell them this fast. Like, I don't know. I get it because a lot of the people who are getting them, since it's totally random, are getting absolute life changing money, and so it's hard to hard to fault someone for just selling for $1 million in one day and making a essentially free $1 million. But I do think that holding these for a little bit will age pretty well. And so this is one of the one of ones that has been minted so far.
Nice. What I mean, I assume I mean, you were around for you kept always referencing DeFi summer last year. Is JPEG summer just even blowing DeFi summer out of the water as far as like interest in mania?
Yeah, well, so what's interesting is there's like kind of two things. Is one, you can't really buy NFTs on leverage. And so
Mm,
that creates a very interesting dynamic where you can't have these like series of events where everyone's getting liquidated and they have to sell, which would happen during like DeFi or more like Ethereum and Bitcoin focused run ups because everyone's buying on leverage, they're getting really excited, they're buying more and more with money they don't actually have. You can't do that with Bored Apes and Punks. It just doesn't exist yet. That type of like financial situation. And so that makes it very interesting because like even in a world where there's a 25% pullback and everything, no one's getting liquidated. No one's gonna like people will sell because they'll be scared, but no one's gonna like have to sell because of like their loans or things like that.
right.
And so that creates like a bit of a different dynamic. And then yeah, I think what one thing that's different here too is you have these like funds and stuff that are buying into to NFTs right now, and they're not going to sell in the next half a year. That's not what they're doing. They're making significantly longer term bets on what's happening right now, and so that's where it's like it's really kind of hard to say what the future holds because a lot of the people who are buying are just like they do not care what the price is right now. They care about what the price is in 5 years or 10 years. Whereas it's not totally the same with DeFi stuff. It's a little more fluid than that.
Yeah, and I think I can't I mean, I've listened to so much stuff. It might have been you and D's on Bankless, but just that idea too of like everyone was willing to dump their shit coins or you joke about governance tokens. Like there's no emotional attachment to those in the ways like I mean, we were talking to Peter about it a couple club top shots ago, how emotionally attached he had gotten to his avatar. Like you didn't see that in any other aspect of crypto.
No, yeah, totally. It's like a totally different ballgame with all of that. And you also have a lot of people who are buying this stuff who just like it's they do not care about the price. Even in the 10-year time horizon, like it's literally just because they can. And it doesn't matter what the price is. And so
Yeah.
that obviously makes things weird and a bit unknown because like it could go up 100x, it could go down 100x and like they bought it because they liked it and they probably have already made a lot more money than most people have in their life and so they don't really care.
Yeah. It is it's insane. The other big one we had, Odell get his CryptoPunk about a week ago or so, and now Steph Curry dropping in on the Bored Apes.
Yeah, that was crazy. And apparently KD has one as well, but he hasn't like tweeted about it or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. There's a all right. The draft is on pausing again in 7 seconds.
All right,
Here's
let's see.
hoping that this is for real. If not, I'm gonna grab another beer because
Yeah.
it's getting a little ridiculous.
All right, here we go.
All right. I mean, at some point we just have to say sorry.
No.
Oh my
Come
god.
on, guys. Killing me. Go get a beer, Andy. I'll hold it down.
All right, I'll be right back.
Well, guys, we failed on coming up with a cool name for this team. We tried. We did really try. It could be KD. KD has a burner OpenSea wallet. I could see that happening. KD must be packing his bags before he tweets it out. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's the play. You got to make sure we tailor it to the team. You don't want to be the guy that names your team, two girls, one Cooper Cup, and then have to, pay 85% over value just to get Cooper Cup on your team. Hyper Tosho? Oh, I get it now. The Hyper Tojo on Top Shot, Hyper Tosho. That's deep. There's levels to that one. Man's Coin Millionaires. That could be good. I don't know why you need the asterisk next to it, Andrew. That seems I don't think we need any caveat. No disclaimers. CD's nuts. Okay. That's like old school. That's what your high school buddies would have named their team names back in, 2005. Just like a really nice.
Anyone who uses that name, they at one point had a fantasy team name that was my ball Zach Ertz.
Yes. I always do the two Mannings, one Cooper Cup or whatever was a classic one. Yeah, there's nothing like the names that take you right back to the mid 2000s. Journey for Julio. I mean, guys, at least we're all not feeling too creative tonight. Andy's team. I mean, that's basically what it is right now.
Yeah, right now we're Andy's agreeable team. Yeah. I would say I'm generally agreeable, so.
You are. I think these are like the default ones that Yahoo just gives you based on your name.
Yeah, Kareem my pants.
That's another like classic. I watched the league and then wanted to name my team name. It'll come to us. We'll have this epiphany moment at some time.
I think we need to draft a little bit, start getting some players on our roster, give us a little bit of some fresh ideas.
Corey, I'm doing good. I am fatigued. I would like the draft to start, but we're doing good. I love hanging out with Andy, so this is all good. Minting TDs, that's kind of fun. All right, this is a sweat. 0 second. Okay, please.
No, there's no way it's getting paused. I'm calling it.
Come on. Please, Kamish.
Oh, are we going to have a pick? Let's go. All right.
Here we go. So
I feel like $77 for or $76 for McCaffrey is like not terrible.
I don't even think he went. I don't think it
Did we restart the draft?
Yeah.
Ah, dear God.
This is rough. But maybe I think they had to reset it to get that bid off. This is the hope. Here in 7.
Hey, this was a quick pause.
It was. You can tell in here based on the bolding. So Kevin Punk still isn't here, and then whoever's Andre's agreeable is still not here. But
so what I was told is we're waiting for Andre's agreeable.
Okay, well we have a new bid for Patrick Mahomes. Let's just bumped it up to 34 here.
All right, at some point we just have to go without this guy. Like it's not our fault that he's not here.
I think we're good because there was the opening nom bid of 10, and then Andres, who is the auto draft, just came over the top for 38. So just to talk through here, I think this is incredibly
way out of our range.
Incredibly rich for a QB. It looks
this makes me want to nominate Josh Allen next.
I agree with that. Okay, it is our turn to nominate, Andy.
Should I do it?
Yeah, let's do Allen. So what did I need to get the where can I see?
I think he went for 40 something.
Yeah,
draft results. Yeah, he went for $40.
Okay. I'm going to keep track of these in our
Wow, Allen at 35.
Yeah, this is
no thank you.
Uncut Gems meme on the screen. This is how we win. Okay, 35. Nice bid there.
I love to see that we're actually drafting players and playing the game now.
I do think that the auto draft thing is like Snap raising things to like a floor, but maybe not. Flamingo Capital's in here for sure. So Dalvin Cook looks like his auction value around. I mean,
what's our max here? Are we bidding up to a certain number?
I would say like 55 would be anything over 55 is probably a little too rich for my blood.
I'm happy to let him go.
Yeah.
Going forward, I think here.
What do you think, Andy? Anyone else watching this stream in this draft? I highly doubt it.
It took us half an hour to get the draft started for a guy who's AFK. I think we're good.
Yeah. And People don't seem to be too worried about losing value. I can't imagine that they're trying to like seek out a few additional edges listening to me and Andy talk here. All right,
All
so
right,
he goes
60
for
for Cook.
60.
That feels like fair market value.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad price. Cook has been someone he's been going number 2 overall in Snake League drafts all
Yeah,
offseason. Um, so now we have McCaffrey here. So, I mean, I think McCaffrey's worth significantly more than Cook.
yeah. What do we think he's worth? Probably. What's our limit? We think 70.
So I would be willing to pay like 70 or 75. It does really hamstring what else you can
Yeah,
do. Although you could make the argument that if this is going to be a soft draft room, that we could get a ton of cheap values late. But I would be in the mix until like 70, 72.
okay.
He's such a just clear and shoulders the best pick in fantasy this year. That
I feel like he has been for a few years
wow, are
now,
we gonna
right?
get it? Okay, someone.
Ah,
Do you want? Let's
all
go.
right. I'll bid up. That's the sex number.
We'll let it. We'll let it go at 69.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
we'll let him go. We'll
I
let him.
think he might get another bid here too. Yeah, there we go.
Let's see. I'm actually a
Oh
little.
no, we got someone typing. I swear to God, if we restart this draft.
No, we cannot. We cannot restart. What is done is done.
Once you start actually drafting people that like shows your hand too much, you can't go back.
Yeah, sex number could be our team name. That's definitely an option.
I feel like we have to have some way that we incorporate 69 into our players. 75 is a pretty good deal, I think.
Yeah, so this is the hard thing where I feel like 75 relative to Dalvin Cook's price is awesome. I think he's definitely worth that premium over Dalvin Cook, but just exhausting almost half of
Yeah.
your budget is just really hard.
Yeah, totally. I'm way more of a fan of just how do we get 5 really great wide receivers on our team who
Yeah.
are putting up 15 points a game.
And the nice thing is I think, we can get 4 for our starting lineup that are really good. And then even like our 5th and 6th, I think we can get pretty cheap.
What do you think about the Kelsey here?
So I think he's, probably around 50 is fair
Okay.
value. I think he'll probably be overvalued in this league. One thing that is like a trap sometimes is you keep looking for the deals and then none are available because
All of a sudden you're in the draft with 25 extra dollars or
yeah.
something.
And so the way I will think about it is like basically what we want to do is it's okay if we don't end up with a first round pick, like say a top 12, but what we want to do is have like 2 second round picks, 2 third round picks, and basically just beat people with both depth and quality. And the thing after Christian McCaffrey, I'd say like the top 25 players after McCaffrey, it's like a pretty flat tier as far as like
$65.
That's very rich. So if we can come away with in an average draft, if you have the 101, you can often get 3, top 25 players. I mean, that just literally by where you're drafting. I think we can get 4 top 25 players if we go for the kind of the cheaper end of the wide receivers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So what was his final price? 65, man.
65.
That's
more
really
than
rich.
Dalvin Cook is really aggressive.
Zeke, wow.
Heavy first bid for Zeke here.
Too. We're not messing
around anymore. Well, that's the auto draft. You got to let that auto draft guy win a couple. Just take some money away from him.
That's true.
So he doesn't bid us up every single time. Although if they want to bid up stuff I don't want.
That is a point too of did he just lock him in? 58? Yeah.
That's pricey.
That is the nice thing. At least we get these auto drafters kind of penny pinched here quickly.
Yeah.
So Tyreek is someone
first wide receiver
I think we can pay attention to. The only other thing is I think this is a very flat tier. Adams, Diggs, and Hill. I would love to come away with one of them. If we could get any of these guys for around 50, I think we do it. Oh, wow.
I think it'll be good to see where he ends up going.
Yeah.
He also, I think he has bigger name recognition than Diggs for sure. And I think that is non-trivial in this draft.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
not Adams, but definitely Diggs. All right, $60 for Hill.
was this the other
That seems
auto
like too
drafter?
much. Who took him?
Yeah.
No, that was a non-auto drafter.
Okay. All right. Let's make sure
This
we're in
is
the
an auto
mix.
drafter who put this up.
I
What's
think
our upper limit here?
I'd say like 54.
All right.
This would be great if we can sneak this through for 46. I feel
Oh,
really
come
good
on, come
about it.
on.
Damn it. All right, we can go 48. Let's see here. Oh, this is a fun
The
sweat.
guy who bid us up is at 160. He's already spent $40.
Okay. Yeah, let's keep going up to fit. I think we want to get I do agree we might want to go studs and scrubsy because these guys are gonna shit.
Ooh, 55. Do we just want to save it and go for Adams?
Yeah, we can get priced out. Yeah, we can let him go. I don't think that's bad. It would be nice to have a couple of these other running backs get nominated to suck some more money out. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, there's a world where we can end up with like Adams and Ridley and some combo like that or something.
Yeah, and
That'd be
even if
nice.
like the Adam stuff gets ridiculous, we can still get, instead of one of Adams and then like the Ridley Hopkins Metcalf tier, we could get like three. We could go for Ridley, Metcalf, and AJ Brown kind of thing too.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that. I feel like a lot of those guys too are so touchdown dependent, like at the end of the day, that all of a sudden they have a couple extra red zone targets and they're in the same tier as some of those other guys.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, it's making sure like I'm okay not having a first round pick, like I said, but I think we want to come out with at least two second round picks. So Henry goes for 61. Good to see
More
that.
than Dalvin Cook. That's
Yeah, we'll probably start to
all
see
right, this
some
is
weird
great.
stuff.
Yeah. Keep the running backs coming. Let's go.
Yeah. So based on at least the draft applet, it does look like we have three auto drafters: the Andre,
Yeah.
Hilla, and Punks.
Wow. This is good. We just need more running backs to go.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, if enough people spend on these guys, wow, that guy's at $45 left. What is his team? He has Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, and Saquon Barkley, and $45.
I think he's probably got dinner
I don't know
plans
about
at
that.
8. He's just checking it out. Yes, Corey, I'm glad. It seems like you guys are enjoying the auction content after doing exclusively snake draft content all the time. So,
All right, here's Kamara.
all right.
What do we think?
I think if we could get him in like like 53, 54 under that, I think would be a nice value relative to these other ones.
Yeah, I'm going to wait and see kind of where this goes before we show our hand here. All right.
Andre,
What do we think? Do we?
Drafter. I say let him go. Let these guys go.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I highly recommend it. I have a couple of my home leagues are auction.
Wow, 65.
It's very fun.
I love auction. It's so fun. It's especially if you can do it in person. It's a really good time.
We need to these auto drafters could really screw us. If like we want to keep nominating these higher end running backs.
Yeah.
Because they're just gonna come over the top of us on any of our
Yeah,
targets.
we gotta clean them out.
So he went for 69. Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
that's where C-Mac starts to look like a good deal just relative to these guys.
I think the best deal is just having money right now. There's so many good wide receivers still on the board.
I know there are. All right. Who is nominating here? All right. Chubb, perfect nom for us. Chubb. Oh,
I don't know what.
Kevin Rose
What? Yeah, Kevin Rose, have fun. Well, so what's the current? I haven't been as up to date with a lot of like the roster stuff this year.
Yeah.
What's the situation with him and Kareem Hunt? Because that's been such a pain in the ass for me. He's in one of my keeper leagues. I have him, and it's been annoying.
Yeah, it's very similar to previous years where Chubb is going to be the early down rusher, Kareem Hunt is going to be the passing down back, but because both backs are so good and because the offense is so centered around rushing the ball, they both can provide value. I think Hunt is properly valued where he's kind of been going in drafts, whereas Chubb is slightly overvalued, similar to Derrick Henry, just these really great rushers who
Yeah.
have I don't know, they're fun to watch on TV, but they're not going to catch a lot of passes. And you're paying a premium for the highlight aesthetic value, basically.
Yeah, well, because it's hard because he's so fucking good. Like you watch him and you're like, I want that guy on my fantasy team because he's so good at football.
Yep, exactly.
and, and so it's really easy to overpay in that situation where you're just like kind of a fish who plays one or two leagues and just likes watching football.
Yeah. Yep, I was saying to Andy before, I feel like with these auction drafts, sometimes it can go either way where the room's really tentative at the start and that's when the opportunities are. I think because of this auto draft dynamic, it's going to really skew toward us um vacuuming up all the value after the top 15 players are off the board.
Yeah, I mean this is crazy. $60 for Aaron Jones is a lot of money.
Yeah, because now you're getting where the room is valuing all of these guys as at the same price.
Yeah, like he's went for the same as Dalvin Cook.
Right.
Basically,
Yeah.
all of the top 7 running backs have all gone for basically the same price, other than McCaffrey. Oh shit, it's us. I'll go Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Just keep going with the RBs. Yeah, I mean the immediate 51.
This is we need basically what I think we need is all these auto drafters to have 2 players. And then they'll be
Yeah,
down to a point where I don't think the algorithm is going to let them get 3 $50 plus players.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we just got to let these guys go crazy. What did he so these guys are just snap going for 59.
Yeah, it seems like the floor for all these guys is 59.
I really don't know how the bot works for these auto drafters.
Me either.
Joe Mixon, another great guy to have nominated for us here.
Yeah, odds are he goes for that same kind of range. All these guys they're starting to lose their money.
Yeah.
So Punks is at $21. This guy's at $47. Rahila is at 145. So odds are if anyone were to bid it up, it'd be them.
Is it bad that my heart skipped a beat when you said punks are at $21?
I wish.
All right, Joe
All
Mixon.
right, so Mixon went for a little bit less.
Okay, Adams, we got to be on watch here.
I would like to get this if we can.
I'd say with this room, we could go up to like 58.
Okay.
And I think we can recover from it. We might box ourselves out of taking advantage of even better deals. But if we can sneak this through around the price of Diggs, I think we do it.
Yeah, what did Diggs go for?
He went for
60?
55.
55.
Yeah, Hill went.
Yeah, Hill went for 60. Okay.
These are all all 3 of these guys are, I think, very similar. So any kind of discount on him relative to those 2 would be good.
Yeah.
But it seems like the issue is we have a decent amount of non-bots in the mix here.
Yeah. We have a couple other people who have also not spent any money. All right. I think we're priced out.
Yeah, I think we could do 59 and then let it go.
Do we offer 60 or let it go?
I think let's let it go.
Then you have to decide.
I think it's tough. But I really think we can clean up.
Yeah.
Like if these guys are headed towards like a Devonte Adams and then, they're going to be looking at like a Juju as their second guy based on what they spent. And we could legitimately grab 3 second-round picks.
Yeah. So what do you think as far as that the no RB strategy goes? We've still got a ways to go there, it seems.
Yeah, and we might even be able to get guys that you normally fade in like the 4th, 5th round at basically 6th or 7th round equivalent cost just based on the way money is flying.
Yeah. Like there's a world where we get like a Josh Jacobs for a bit less than you'd want or someone like that, I would imagine.
I'd say we could be in the Hopkins mix up to like 41, 42. He's not my favorite of this tier, but if we could get a slight discount, it's worth it.
Yeah, considering what everyone else has gone for.
Yep.
36 seems pretty cheap. What's the vibe on Cardinals camp this year?
It's good. I think they bring in Rondell Moore, who I think is going to get a decent amount of targets and a lot of targets that Hopkins was getting last year, just the really short area stuff. Cliff doesn't like to push the
Yeah.
ball downfield. I think Rondell Moore should be a target for us for sure. But I think, Hopkins is awesome. That offense is going to score a ton of points. They're going to run a ton of plays. He is getting a little older. I kind of have not been just jamming him like I did last year, but I still
Mhm.
think he's a great pick. I think he's properly valued here at 44 or 45. I think we could definitely be in the mix if we want, but I still hate bidding against these bots.
I'm fine to let it go.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
where
the
do we
bots
where do
outmatch.
we where are people falling on Kyler right now? Because he didn't really play as well last year as people expected, right?
Yeah. He People are high on him. He's kind of the unanimous QB3 after Mahomes and
Oh,
Allen.
okay.
He's gonna rush a
He puts up
ton.
points.
Yeah. I think he's an awesome pick. Okay, I love seeing Najee go. He's one of my fades. So I would say just to make sure since we have like really been letting these go, I think non-negotiable we should get one of Ridley, Metcalf or AJ Brown and
Yeah, if not two.
preferably two. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so basically, we're at a point now where we have one, two, three other teams that have spent no money, and everyone else is starting to really spend.
Yep.
And so it seems like one of the teams that has spent no money, which is tight ends, but uh,
You don't
tight
want to
ends,
say it.
but I don't know how PG this stream is. Um, Tight ends, but wide gapped vaginas, I believe it is, which is a woman's team, which is my favorite part of all of this. It seems like they might be spending their first capital here. Is it either them or Drews, which are both their first spend? And if they want to spend 50 plus for Najee Harris, be my
Yep.
fucking guest.
Yeah, I mean the dream scenario is yeah, we get a couple of these teams to break their seal. So Najee goes for
There we go. That's
51
good.
to
Two
tight
tight
end,
end.
but okay. I love how that cuts off here too on the screen.
Yeah, it's perfect. Tight end, but wide set vagina.
Have we figured out who Ja Rule's team is?
I do not know off the top of my head. Let me see what I can scrounge up.
Andy, are we bidding now or is it someone else?
No, I do not believe so. I think it's
Okay.
tight end who is bidding.
Okay, Eckler, that works. Let's
What
get
do we think
another.
about Eckler?
I like him. I'm guessing he's going to go overvalued. Like if you could get him in the 45 range, I think
Yeah,
that would make sense. I'm going to guess he's going to go for like 53 or 54.
in a full PPR league, I feel like he's got a lot of value
Yeah.
because he is
He
a
does.
pass catcher.
Yeah, he has the two great things going for him. He's going to catch a ton of passes and that offense is going to be awesome. The worry is they're going to use a second back along the goal line and have like a decent early down role because they don't want to give him like the McCaffrey 25 touches a game. They like keeping him in the like 15 to 17 touch range.
Yeah. Who's his backup?
So last year they drafted a guy named Josh Kelly. This year
Yeah, I
the
remember
newbie.
watching him in Hard Knocks, right?
Yeah, yeah. They also
Yeah.
drafted another rookie called
$60.
this is
Fuck.
perfect. Larry Roundtree. And then there's Justin Jackson, who is still
Yeah.
on the roster. So it's all three of those guys. I think Jackson's the direct backup, and then those
Wow,
other two fighting.
$60.
We'll take that. Who bit and that was Drew on there.
That's perfect. So now there's just two teams left who have not spent any money.
Yeah.
It's us in round 21.
Full point PPR, guys. All right,
All right,
let's get in the
so
mix for Ridley.
Yeah.
I think if we can get Ridley just even a little bit more than Hopkins, like I value him just
What
slightly
did Nuke
more.
go for?
He went for
45?
44. So if we could be in the 45 or
44.
46
Yeah.
range,
Okay. Who are we bidding against? This guy's got $100.
this is nice. Are we get the bot out of there? Be gone, bot.
Come on. God, you don't have any money, bot.
Let
This
let
would be beautiful.
I think
This
this
would
has
be
got
so
it's
good.
got past the bot. Now we're just worried about Emmanuel. So Drew comes over the top.
I
I
think
think
we go for 45.
I agree.
46?
I I think we can. I mean, Ridley can make a case to be with those other guys who have already
All
gone.
right. I think we let it go if we lose, if someone bids us up here, right?
Sneak it through. Got him.
All right. Feel good about that.
Yep.
Yeah. $2 more than Hopkins. I think he's got slightly higher upside, probably, just based on age and
Yep.
offense and all that.
I think yeah, I agree. I think that that works out nicely.
What do we think about Jefferson? Is he a guy we want to let go and go for someone a little bit higher, like a Brown and Metcalf? Or I guess at the right price, we'll take him.
Yeah, let's see where this tier. So in this tier, like the Metcalf, Brown, Allen, Jefferson, and I think we can even toss CeeDee Lamb. Like if we were somehow able
Yeah.
to come away with two of these guys, let's see where.
It's at 35, 36. What are we thinking? What's our max here?
I don't know, 38. I think I'd like rather have Metcalf and AJ Brown for 39 or 40 than Jefferson for 38, but I want to price and force him too.
Yeah. I seems like he's going to go for a fair amount here. I think this is good. I think we let it go, right?
Yeah, I think we let him go here.
Easy.
See, I think we did a good job on the Ridley one because we got him almost close to for the same price as Hopkins, but at a $9 discount to Diggs, which obviously we prefer Diggs, but that $9 is pretty significant.
Yeah. That could be the difference between getting like an AJ Brown or an Allen Robinson or Cooper Cup situation.
Okay, let's be on alert now. Metcalf is
Yeah.
priority target.
What do we think? What is his ceiling? $2 less than Ridley? $3 less than Ridley? What do we?
I think that's about right. 42 would be a steal, 43,
Mid-40s.
44. I think we can justify in our little mock budget. I have us here, well within budget.
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna
have
kind of let this play out for a bit and see where people are going.
so Jefferson went for 40. So I mean, I'm comfortable up to 44 on Metcalf.
Yeah. Goddamn.
The bot, but I do think the bot bowed out last time around.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna. No.
This fucking bot, it's killing this.
All right. So I'm gonna bid up one more time here, if nothing else comes through,
Yeah, I agree.
and then we'll let it go. Otherwise.
I think that's the right play. We still have Brown, we still have Allen, we still have Lamb. Shit.
Do we
So
let it
now
go and go for Brown and Allen?
Yeah, let's let Drew spend this money. I think
Do we think that
Brown,
round 21's just not interested in spending any money?
I don't know what's going on with there. They might just be thinking, let's just sit this all out, and let the craziness. It's like it's such a mind fuck trying to balance like there are going to be deals later, like absolute
Yeah.
insane deals, but you also don't want to end up with a team full of 4th and 5th round picks. We want some studs.
Yeah. Generally, a team of all scrubs doesn't normally win these things.
The scrubs and scrub strategy. Gibson's a guy. I like Gibson a lot. If we could get him at a value like 35 to 38, but
I doubt we get it though.
this stupid bot, man. We just got to get Rahilla done.
Yeah.
Because once Rahilla blows this next chunk, he's down there with the other bots at, sub $50.
Yeah, and then they're just not spending anymore. What do we think here? What's our?
I
We're
think we're
probably
tapped
priced
out.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just think construction wise, like I'd rather, if we're going to spend a little bit more than we're comfortable, I'd rather it be a wide receiver. And then I do really think we're going to just get some insane running back values.
yeah. So I know we had targeted some guys in the $5 to $10 range, like on our sheet.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in that 15 to 30 range who you think, if we can get them for a few bucks less than we have them targeted for, this is fucking crazy, by the way, uh, that we should keep an eye out on?
Yeah, so these the names you're talking about are guys that we call the running back dead zone, where you're similar to what we were talking about before the show with the tight ends, where you're kind of like paying more for an assumption of workload,
Yeah,
projectable workload. That said, DeAndre Swift has a little bit of a groin injury right now, and it's hard to know. He would be an awesome pick if we could get him for cheap. I think CEH as well, if we could get, but he also, both these guys are banged up right now. So like not only would we want a discount just relative to the other positions, but we'd also want an injury discount. And I just don't know if that room is
yeah.
going to give it. All right, we're on
All
one.
right, we gotta pay attention here. Yeah. What's the situation with the Chiefs running backs outside of CEH? They don't have Bell anymore, right? Or do they?
No, they it's down to Jerick McKinnon. Yeah, let's keep bidding here 1v1. So we got tight end in the mix.
Probably up to low 40s again.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's in such a similar tier. Like I'm willing to go 44, 45 on him with the others.
Yeah. And his upside is so high. He's so fucking good.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, there's a couple auto drafters we're dealing with, but their budgets, like Rahila is bidding 38 and only has 59 left. Come on, let us sneak AJ through here.
Come on. $40 here would be crazy.
This would be great. Let him through. Let him through. Let's go. Boom. Well done.
That's great. Makes me feel so much better about passing up on some of those other guys.
Yeah.
I love him. I'm a bit biased, but like he's one of those guys too where I just like love watching him play. He's
He's
so
so
awesome.
fun.
All right, yeah, this is
All right, the chat is loving the AJ Brown. And then oh, perfect. Go nuts on quarterbacks. And now, I mean, this is where I would love to get, like, if we could get CeeDee Lamb to add to this crew, that would be dope. I'd also very much down for Keenan. I think A-Rob is sick. Basically, like Calvin Ridley's been going early second round. AJ Brown has been going mid to late second round. So if we could add maybe basically now 2 third-round picks here,
yeah,
I think then we've successfully lapped the stud and dud teams.
yeah. All right, we have a nom here. What are we thinking? You want to go for like a Darren Waller
yeah,
or
I love that.
CEH? Those are
I
the
would
two options, I think.
What? Yeah, either of those. I think Waller will extract more money out of the system.
All right. Yeah, I got that second tight end off the board.
All right, I'm actually going to run and get another beer here while this Waller bid goes. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh man, the fort. And this is fun to do on a live stream. Never done a fantasy draft on live stream before. It's a good time. That was quick. You got a fridge close to the stream setup. Oh, you can't hear me. That was pretty quick. You got a fridge pretty close to your stream setup, huh?
The kitchen's right there. I didn't. I know I can leave you with the chat and you will be fine, but I try not to leave my guests. Not everyone is willing to just vamp, hours on hours talking to themselves like me.
There's few people who are better at, I'm good at shit posting on Twitter and I'm good at shit posting on live streams, I think. Maybe not, but
I really feel like I think I could be a good shit poster. I just like don't like dealing with replies. And what I found now, because
I just don't answer.
Right, that's what I should do. I guess I just don't even want to deal with it. And also, I save my takes for shows because I'm just on shows all the time. That I'm just like, I'm going to end up saying the take, so I just save it for the show. I should shit post more, but
That makes sense. This guy is definitely AFK. And so
Yeah.
he's just not auto drafting or drafting. He's just
The
not going to
round
have a team.
21 wrecked.
Yeah.
So it's like he's logged in though, right? Because he's not getting the bot.
Yeah, he must be at his computer. I have no idea. I don't know how you could have not spent no money so far. Like, he's bidding. He just bid. I don't
Okay.
know.
So maybe he's back.
What do we think about CEH here? Let him go for over 30, mid 30s?
Yeah. So the thing about
Low to mid
CH
30s?
is he's hurt and we haven't gotten a timetable on like how long he's out. And so there's real downside risk
Yeah.
to CEH right now.
Yeah, totally. Makes sense. That offense, anyways, is so pass heavy that I don't really feel the need.
Let's see here. Did I miss what other picks did I miss here for our spreadsheet? Oh, Gibson went for 42.
We had Waller for 42, Rogers for 17, us getting Brown for 40, which we have. We just don't have the number, and I can toss it in.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, this is way too rich for a hurt CH right here.
Yeah, that's great. And this is the guy who hasn't drafted yet.
Yeah.
He must have been AFK and he's like, oh shit, I need players.
Andy could be a fantasy tout, but he's chosen a far more lucrative career.
There was a time where so right after school, I was living in Philly, and I was so deep in fantasy football. I would listen to like the fantasy guys with like Sig and those guys. I listened to the Ringer fantasy stuff and a couple other ones, and like I fucking love fantasy football. I've been playing since I was like 10 years old. I just this year especially have been a bit out of the loop because of just everything going on with crypto. It's been hard to follow everything. And also, I think COVID kind of had me a little bit less into, do we want to be bidding here?
That's what I was just going to check in. I think we should be up at like a 33 to 34 max here on A-Rob, but he would be nice to sneak through there.
Yeah. I love A-Rob as a player too. He's a guy who I think is like so good. And maybe they'll have a better quarterback this year for once, and like they can actually get him the ball.
Let's see what this bot does, because it was Rahilla with the 31. If we sneak A-Rob here for 32, that's another.
That'd be so great.
Sneak it, boom.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Is there a world where we end up with CeeDee Lamb as well?
There is.
And then we have like $50 to spend on our running backs and everyone else, and our 4 starting wide receivers are all second and third round picks.
We could get A-Rob and then just like sit back and chill. Or I mean CD. And then wait for the kind of like basically barbell it, where we let everyone go hog wild. We waited for the second tier of studs. We let people kind of blow their money on the like 4th and 5th round range. And then we just grab a ton of like 6th, 7th, 8th round values.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see in our mock budget here, like that Allen Robinson pick was like perfect here. And I can even boost now like what we're able to do with a couple of these other valuations.
Oh wow, yeah. That's perfect. We're not playing this game, right?
I think we sit this one out. Now that we've kind of grabbed, because in this tier, so Keenan and Lamb, I prefer to McLaurin. And if prices just keep going down just because they have to, because money's coming out, then we could potentially get Keenan or CD for less than McLaurin's.
Yeah. And what do you think about the Cup and Woods pairing from LA?
That would probably be a tier I would be more willing to fade. I think I like those guys. And where you get them in redraft leagues, I think is fair value in the kind of late 3rd, early 4th. But because we're able to build and target the players, like just to give you an example, in our high stakes drafts, we've often found ourselves at the 3-4 turn. And the best, ADP values are those Rams guys and the Bucks guys. Like all 4 of them are clustered there. But we always prefer a DJ Moore, an Amari Cooper, a T Higgins, and you can actually get those guys for cheaper, where in the auction, we can actually reap the benefits of going down a tier relative to in a snake draft where you just have to take your guy early.
Yeah. So that was the bot. So now all 3 bots are under $40 cash. So
perfect. And so what I would say here is going to be tough to pass on CD or Keenan if we can get one cheap, but there's a reality where we could potentially get a DJ Moore, a Higgins, and then one of these other second-year guys, Judy, Claypool, Ayuk, for like the same
Mhm.
price. Like it could be pretty wild what we're able to do if we just even have a little bit more patience.
Yeah. What do you think about Goblin here?
He's a guy also, like I said, with those Bucks and Rams, I'm willing to let go. He's one of those guys where the phrase we've been using this year a lot is like a small lot. Okay, Jesus, chat. God. Um,
Oh my god.
Basically, like if he misses, it's a small miss, and if he hits, it's probably like a small win too.
Yeah.
Where I think guys like those second year wide receivers and the Higgins and the DJ Moores, I think those guys could legitimately be second round picks next year where they're moving up 25 picks in value.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, again, that price is fine, but it just kind of speaks to the deals we're about to get here.
Yeah,
I
I'd rather hold on that and have the money for Allen or Lamb or something like that.
for sure.
Also, you
Chat,
gotta dump McLaurin here, right?
yeah, I apologize about the chat, guys. I've been getting hit with some of the bot things during Club Top Shot and stuff. I'm able to block them directly from StreamYard, but sometimes they keep coming in waves. But I do apologize. I do not like to see it, and I don't anyway how to prevent it from happening.
This doesn't make any sense too. Like, what are you gaining from going into a live stream and posting that? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it makes me mad.
Yeah,
Sometimes they can be funny, and then sometimes they're just awful hate speech, and then it's like, what the
yeah,
fuck are we doing? Okay. So Keenan, I think we want to be price sensitive here, but if we can get him Robinson or less,
Mhm.
I think it's a smash.
And what was that? That was in the
32.
40,
So
32. Okay,
yeah. I
right. Yeah,
I think just because we have a bunch of guys in here and we don't want to necessarily get priced out of the other, that we do want to be careful.
yeah. We can always take Lamb if we don't get him. And so let's see. We have got a couple people bidding on him here. I think we probably let him go.
I think we let him go. I think relative to the wide receivers who have gone, it's a good value, but I think we'll be able to maximize our dollars elsewhere. Yeah, now that he's up to 34, I think we let
Yeah,
him go.
easy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys are also able to report. I'm auto blocking the second I see it, but we will just keep doing that. And I'm sorry you guys have to deal with that. I wish we could see some more running backs get nominated.
Yeah, I'd love to see Swift and Carson
Okay.
and those guys. All right.
So this is the one where it's just like so tempting. I think same deal. What did Keenan end up going for? 36?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So this is CD. If we can get him, I think less again, 32 or less. I mean, it's just an automatic slam. Yeah, and Alex is right. The next receiver tier at that price will be great. And so
Mhm.
we basically kind of have to decide. We can get CeeDee Lamb, like we definitely could, but we could also probably get two of Amari, DJ Moore, T. Higgins.
Yeah, and then have that bye week injury flexibility or just even matchup. Well, if he's going to go in the high 20s, it feels like a good deal.
This
I
is a
think we're
good
bidding here, right?
yes, yeah. I think we're in the mix. I'm willing to pay up to Allen Robinson prices on him. I'm willing to pay more than that
Yeah.
in other scenarios, but in this scenario for sure.
Yeah.
So let's
I
make
think at
32
least
or
we have
less.
one more bid at here at 31,
Yes.
and then maybe we're out. At 29, I'm super happy. Do we offer 32?
Let's do 32 and be done. We love
All
CD.
right.
Let's be done at 32.
I think him and Dak are going to light it up this year. I think that they're going to have a really good offense.
Ship it. Ship it. Ship it. Oh, dude, really
Ah,
at the last second. Yeah. So guys, the thing here is he's definitely worth this amount. Definitely full stop. But we're trying to figure out how we can maximize our dollars. And the deals are going to even be better. Whereas if we go CD Lamb, we pretty much are sitting out like the next hour of the auction.
This we're sitting out in general, I think, right?
Yeah,
I have a feeling he's for way more than whatever his actual fair market value is. He's playing like 10 games a year at this point.
right.
I guess there is a number, but it's probably less than 20. Especially considering
Look,
we already have AJ Brown.
the bummer on the Lamb pick is just like, we probably, if we can, we swap out CD for Allen Robinson, but you just never know how
Yeah.
how those are going to go. I have a feeling that we're going to be ultimately happy with that decision. You guys, the wide receivers we're going to be able to get for $15 to $20, and basically get two for the price of CD Lamb. We're going to get 2 4th-round picks for the price of CD Lamb, which I think
Just
will
wait
be.
until you draft LaVisca Chenault, then it'll all be good.
That's right. You know how to pander to this crowd.
I know what I'm doing. It's not my first round. Oh, running back. I'd love to see it.
You love to see it. So what did Julio go for? 22? Okay.
Yeah. Do you have the draft open by the way? Can you interact?
So I have the draft open. It says on my thing, co-managers cannot offer.
Okay. Because I
I
have to
don't.
pee, so I'm trying to figure out if I can go run
No,
and
go
pee
for it. You're
for one
fine.
of these.
Yeah,
All right.
I can bid if we need.
Okay.
Are we still there? My screen just refreshed for a second. I'm in my YouTube settings trying to see if I can make comments. Oh, you know what? This is good. We have blocked words. I can do I can block words. That makes it very helpful. Have fun getting around that. It's awful that I even have to write these in. All right. Well, that should help a little bit. All right. Chris Carson goes for what? 33?
That's great.
Yeah.
That feels lovely for us.
Yep. That's perfect. The other guy, like David Montgomery, is a guy we'd love to see go for that same price.
Yeah, there's a world where we like potentially can grab a guy like Swift or really cheap, and then deal with the injury situation.
So the chat actually says that they don't think I can bid with my settings. So but that was fine. You picked a
Now we
very
know.
good
I'm
time.
back.
Montgomery up is great too.
Do we have a max price here that I should at least be cognizant of? I'd guess under 22 or something.
Yeah, the problem is even if we could get like I'm at the point with some of these guys and where our budget's at that I'd almost want like a 50% discount, and it's not going to happen because it's the same thing with the CD thing, but even more drastic where it takes us out of kind of the structure we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
do, and yeah, really kind of hamstrings us the rest of the way.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Because we're also set up in a place now where there's a world where we get a guy like Kyle Pitts or Mark Andrews for a really nice deal. We're getting
Exactly.
them
Like,
for $15, $10,
and
and
I
we're set
actually
up
need to
really nicely.
shift the budget around to accommodate that because I completely agree that we can kind of get a semi elite tight end now.
Montgomery for 32 is great.
Yep.
I think we just got to keep up. We're up next to nominate after this guy. We got to go for another running back,
Yeah,
either Swift or Sanders or Robinson.
James Robinson, I think, would be a good one. I mean, in this PPR league, I think Mike Davis is another good one. Okay, let's pay attention to Kittle. If like for some reason we could get him for 22 or less, I think we can justify that structure and he would give us a
Yeah.
pretty good advantage. Yeah, the chat wanting to see draft results here. Actually, that's probably way better for you guys to see. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
That's a way better view. Thank you for that suggestion, Matt.
I'll send at 21, and then if we get outbid, we're done.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So we'll let
We
it go.
can the bots can go after this. I do think especially in this PPR, Pitts or Hawkinson would be very, very fun.
I'd love to get Pitts. I think he's awesome. I think he's a really, really good player. I think he's going to have a great season as well.
One kind of so in a league of this size, you don't necessarily have to prioritize stacking at all. And even if we did go Pitts and Ridley, I don't think we have to go out of our way to get Matt Ryan just because he's not really providing us much else on the ground rushing. I will say though, Justin Fields is a guy I think we should prioritize because in the outcomes where Allen Robinson is just an absolute smash, I mean, it's probably because Justin Fields is really good.
Yeah, it makes
And
a
I
lot of
think
sense.
he's a guy we can get relatively cheap.
Yeah, it's extremely little investment to see how that turns out. What do we think here? Robinson, Swift?
Yeah, let's do you know what? Do Robinson. Yes, Willis. I almost so Andy, my biggest crutch phrase that I use on fantasy football streams is in a vacuum, and I just danced around it so much there. I even if you guys missed on Twitter, I have now created a podcast feed for basically streams like this that won't otherwise have a home. And I named the podcast In a Vacuum. The link's down below. It'll be up on iTunes shortly, but you can grab the RSS directly from Anchor if you want to add it into your podcast app of choice. If you're not around to watch YouTube videos all day and want to listen on the go to my best ball streams, you can now listen to them at In a Vacuum.
Wait, there's people who don't watch YouTube all day?
I've gotten some comments that I'm destroying marriages with nonstop streaming. People are like, I just caught up on all your shows from this last week, and now you're still ripping.
There was a period of time at like the start of COVID when I was watching like so much YouTube. I was watching probably like 5 or 6 hours a day, but it was a lot of like secondary noise watching YouTube.
Yeah,
But it was a lot.
yeah. That is the thing versus active listening. I most of my podcasts and consumption, if I need the passive listening, I'm generally listening to music. Because I have so little time to listen to podcasts, and I like want to hear what people are saying when I do listen. So it's normally driving at the gym, doing chores, because I do like listening and hearing what they're saying.
Yeah, I listen at the gym. I listen if I'm doing extremely menial tasks, like I'm
Yes,
answering messages and emails or something, where it's just like, yes, okay, I'll get back to you next week, whatever. But if I'm like coding or something, I don't listen to podcasts.
for sure.
Um,
Yeah. I see you're even better than me because sometimes even when I'm doing menial stuff like replying to emails, I've tried it and then I just go and pause the podcast because I'm like, I can't think and do both of these at the same time.
yeah. Also, a lot of the podcasts I listen to are generally like they're sports or something like that isn't super story driven. So if I miss 5 minutes, I know enough about the thing they're talking about
Right.
to kind of catch myself back up and be like, okay, they're talking about the Warriors and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. This is how you do it. My buddy Davis got me on doing best ball drafts when I'm on the Stairmaster. I'm listening to podcasts. I got a Discord up on one screen on the phone, other phone screen. I got the best ball draft going. That's how you multitask.
So what are we thinking here? Is this our wide receiver four situation for the right price?
See, to me, he's a fade here. And I'm looking at this room, man. And we got Dew Dilly at 102 and Flamingo Capital at 102. They're bidding here. This is a tier I'm completely
So we
comfortable
missed
avoiding.
Mike Evans, I realized.
What was his price?
26.
Okay. I'll let you put it in there. So I really think like you see all these bolded names in this tier coming down below. Um, I mean, I think we could just
Yeah.
absolutely rake.
Yeah. I tend to agree. I think if one of these guys all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, it's $13 and we can get them, sure.
Yeah.
But
So
otherwise, I'd rather grab a Claypool and a Chenault or something.
yeah. So Cooper Cup goes for 25, which is like again a good value, but the deals I think are going to keep getting exponentially better here. Um,
Yeah.
we have Calvin Ridley, like I said, early second round pick, AJ Brown, mid second round pick, Allen Robinson, early to mid third round pick. I would love to get like DJ Moore as a mid fourth round pick and then get like a couple fifth round picks, Higgins, Judy, Ayuk, Claypool,
Yeah.
Chenault.
I feel pretty happy to sit out of this already at 14.
I'm happy to sit
I
it
feel
out.
like,
Very curious to see kind of what market he sets for the second tier tight ends.
yeah, I'd rather have Pitts for sure. I think I'd rather have Hawkinson as well. Maybe that's incorrect, but personally, I think I would.
I so just to give you a reference on underdog, which is half point PPR, Andrews and Hawkinson's ADP is virtually similar. And I think in full point
Hmm.
PPR, you definitely shift Hawkinson up ahead of him.
Okay, that makes sense.
So 22, yeah. So if this is setting us up to get a Pitts or Hawkinson for 19, 20, I think we take advantage of that because we're going to be able to get these wide receiver deals for the flex and like our first couple bench spots. I think we do start to think about how do we crush everyone at like every possible position. And I think getting one of these second tier tight ends is a way to do that.
Yeah.
Sanders is a great running back for us
Yes.
to let go here.
What do you think about the Eagles? Are they going to be the worst team in the NFCs? Are they going to be the worst team in the worst division in football?
I think the Giants will be worse than them. But it
I
could
let
be
Mike
close.
Francesa tell me otherwise on the Bill Simmons podcast recently.
Really? What is his podcast like? What is that content like?
Well, so Bill had him on, and they went through the entire. They were talking about football in general, but then they went through the entire Giants season, and he like asked Mike, like, "Okay, you played this guy, then what do you think?" Whatever, and Francesa ended up with the Giants ending up at 9-8. Um,
Okay.
it was funny.
Yeah.
I think Francesa's a character. He's a good time to listen to.
Yeah, he is hilarious. I don't have time for like just because there's so many good podcasts from people I really want to hear talk about things that I don't have the like luxury comfort food type podcast. I was doing my show with my friend Chris Spags. He's like, I still listen to Bill
Oh, I
Simmons
love
podcast
Spags.
every week. Yeah. And so it's like I those guys are like fun to listen to. I just don't have luxury,
Yeah,
radio hours.
I like Simmons just because he's very entertaining. He's a very good interviewer,
Yes.
in my opinion. He just people feel very comfortable when they're with him. It's a very enjoyable experience. Cooper, we're bidding up here, right at 15. That's too cheap.
Yes. Yes.
What's our price here? 25, 22.
I think I think 25 would be a steal. I think we can and again, I'm just thinking about yeah, I think I like Amari here.
All right.
I'm
Well,
curious
I'll
what
keep
this
an eye out
bot
here.
has in them.
Not a
Definitely
ton.
definitely up the bot here. So Cyclone range has 60. I think we can let Amari go if they come over the top here.
I'm okay at 24.
Looks like we're gonna ship it. We got him, right?
No, no, that was them.
Oh,
I
that
think
was
that was
him. Okay.
miscommunication. Yeah.
No, no, no.
At
That's fine.
25, that yeah, I don't know.
I think I like DJ Moore as a guy here that we can target. I think Lockett would also be in the mix.
Yeah, Cooper to me felt spending 25 on him there as far as his upside goes is like hard. I have a hard time spending $25 on the set number 2 receiver for a team.
Yeah. Yep.
We let Murray go here, right? There's no world where we possibly play this game.
Yeah, I think based on how we're going to want to spend our money, we're going to end up wanting to go cheap at quarterback.
Yeah.
I think there could be the exception would have been if we got a guy, if we get like Lockett and say we want to stack him up with Russ. If we
Hmm.
got Keenan and we wanted to stack him up with Herbert. But I think the curve on quarterback prices is going to be it's going to be steep in our favor.
Yeah. I actually think our next we should I think our next guy we put up should be Brady, by the way.
Yeah.
Based on how our this auction is going and considering that Aaron Rodgers went for 17, I think that when the pick comes back to us, we put up Brady.
This is great if Dilly wins this auction. We need to suck some more money out of his purse.
Yeah. But yeah, cycling back a bit. I've been enjoying Simmons. He had like Jackie McMullen on when she retired. He has a lot of really good people on, like at
Yeah.
pivotal points in their life, which is nice. But I like him, and I really enjoy his interview. And then actually, two NBA guys in Zach Lowe and Adrian Wojnarowski. They
Yeah.
do really good interviews where, like, especially Woj, like, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, so you did this thing in high school where you were like in this club, and that was really cool." And it's like, why do you know that this NBA player was in like the debate club in high school? How did you learn that? Which I enjoy that a lot.
For sure. Yeah, he does. I love like yeah, and he'll have Matthew Berry on to do the fantasy thing, or like you said, the low Zach Lowe to talk the NBA, and he's good at getting the best out of guests. I think it yeah, where Simmons trips up is when he
What are we
gets
thinking here at 21?
um it's a good price, but I still like the Moore and Higgins tier.
All right, cool.
Basically how I'm thinking about it is I think we're going to be able to get like three of these guys that aren't that different than the Lockett and Cup types for the price of two, is kind of how
Okay,
I've been thinking about it. But it's a fine price. I mean, like I said, we're going to just keep seeing deals relative to what has happened.
yeah. I have to imagine this we're sitting out of for the most part, outside of
Yeah.
some crazy low price.
He's
At
not,
$12, do we?
I mean, I think you could have like a floor or like you could do a 15 here. He's not
Yeah,
my favorite way to spend money. Um,
me either. I'll
he's
do
another one of
14 and
those
see if we
guys
grab it.
that I think is gonna be like a small win, but not like a massive win kind of guy.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. And I like the Chuck Klosterman BS episodes as well. Chuck's a really smart guy.
yeah, he's fun to listen to. Okay, so checking in on prices, we now officially have the most money in the auction. J.K. Dobbins is out for the season, so have fun with
Wait,
that bot.
seriously?
Yeah,
That was mean.
yeah,
That was
that
actually a bot that listed it, and then another bot bid on it.
let the bots knock themselves out. I mean,
Oh, bots.
it's a fun way to. So if you say so, we have $200 in uh, bidding budget. And then it's a $10,000 buy-in. So that means every auction dollar is worth $50. So he just spent how much did he go for? 11. So he just
11.
spent an expected value of $550 on J.K. Dobbins.
Oh man. So what's here we're at least thinking about, right?
Yeah, again, he's not my favorite type of
Yeah.
profile, and I'd rather let these guys
Let him
knock
go
each
for
other out.
more.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you were able to get him for 15 or 16, that's a pretty nice price. But considering we're going to be able to get DJ Moore for the same price, I prefer Moore to Woods.
Yeah, and people are getting pretty cash strapped here.
Yeah.
We're uh we're looking good. We're setting ourselves up for a world where we grab Pitts and more, and then a couple $8 or $9
Exactly.
running backs, and we're feeling really good.
We're feeling really good. And even, we have the kind of bolded zero RB targets in here, but I do think we might even be able to pick off an Edmonds, a Gus Edwards. Um, what did Henderson end up going for? Did he go?
My computer
Oh,
screen just turned
here he
off.
is. He went for 23. I've missed a couple of these, it appears.
Extremely jarred right now, but things okay.
The people want this team up on fractional Andy.
I
Well,
think that's a good sign, right?
it is a good sign. It is like we were talking about that. Like it would be super fun to like. I would love to do big dog drafts. They're 250 a pop. I don't have unlimited budget to fire at these and to put some up and sell. Half my shares to people of those best ball teams like through fractional tokens would be super fun.
Oh yeah, I think that, like, honestly, I think most fantasy stuff will go on chain, at least to some extent in the long term, just because like that communal ownership and everyone getting involved and being a part of it is just it's a fucking blast, and doing it with your friends is way more fun than doing it by yourself.
Yeah. In the same way that you have now seen like there's the new what's it called floor, which is a batch of floor punks.
Mhm.
Like you could have a batch
Yeah.
of teams where you want to buy a share of Pete's Big Dog portfolio, and then we create a Discord community around that where we're sweating that portfolio collectively throughout the season. Be super fun.
Oh my god, yeah. It'd be a blast. It'd be so fun. We let this go, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's really
It's almost tempting,
it's
but
very tempting because he's like the last guy here that could be a top 5 running back. Like if he's healthy,
yeah.
he could be that.
Yeah.
Do 22. Okay, now let it go.
It's perfect too for this guy to take it because now we're far and away the
Really.
wealthiest people left in the draft. It's the
And
two other wealthiest people bidding against each other.
I would say if we have a nom coming up, I think Josh Jacobs would be a good one.
I think we are the next nom.
Okay. I think he's perfect here too. Because what I'm seeing is these guys are realizing like the RB1 potentials are evaporating, and Josh Jacobs might be the last one that people view that way.
All right. Jacobs out the gate.
Yeah.
What's our max here? 12?
I mean, I'm not a Jacob. Yeah, I would say like 10 or 11. He would be a decent RB1 for us. I'm going to guess he goes for 20.
Yeah, me too. Maybe more. He might go for 25 if Swift for 28. I think your average fish doesn't really know the difference between DeAndre Swift and Josh Jacobs.
Dude, we are going to rake at the end of this draft. I mean, the bots are down to $12. I think it's almost $1 a slot for them right now.
Yeah, let's see. So this guy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got $1 left over. They've got $2 left over, and he's got a little bit more than that. So yeah, they're basically fully wiped out.
This is gonna be we're gonna just absolutely clean up.
Let's see who else has money. This Drew's team. He has Metcalf, Cup, and Eckler. Drew's.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just think about that. He has $13 less than us, and he has Metcalf, Cooper Cup, and Austin Eckler, and now Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
For $21.
The only thing now that we could maybe just okay, DJ Moore is a guy I'm very interested in.
Yeah.
We got Punk's bot, snap bidding, wrecked at
He can't bid anymore. He's done.
He's done. I mean, I'm willing, like if we can get him for 20 or 21, really good. And we might even be able to get him a little less here.
Yeah. Let's wait this out and see what goes on. Is there a number where we're like, oh, that's too rich for our blood?
I think we would bow out at like 23.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can get it for 20.
I mean, these guys are really squeezed right now. Come on, baby. Boom.
Let's go. All right.
That's sick, dude.
We have quite the wide receiver core.
This is how you do it. Right in budget, right as we wanted to play it.
So now, unless this goes for significantly too cheap, we let this go, right?
Yeah, and Ayuk has a hamstring injury right now, so I love him, but I do want an injury discount, and my guess is this room doesn't even know he has a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
They could. I don't want to sell them too short.
I would.
Yeah, so like even just looking at our updated budget, like we're right on pace where we want to be, and we can afford a tight end here too.
Yeah, I'd love to. If we can grab, I think we should be able to grab Pitts or Hawkinson here, and that'll be really good.
So Ayuk at 14 is like a nice proxy. Higgins is the other guy that just really stands out as a smash for this team. Yeah, 14. I mean, I like that price too. Gus is someone we could keep an eye on here for. If we were able to get Gus for 12 or 13, I'd be willing kind of splurging,
Mhm.
so to speak. I have no idea if the room will let us do that though.
It seems like no, but who knows?
This is another one where you sometimes see this. J.K. Dobbins, we just find out this morning, out for the rest of the season. People are going to be more excitable than they might
Yeah.
be in general. Yeah, I think we let him go.
Dobbins is a guy who's just been unable to really see the field during his career so far, it feels like.
Yeah, they were so stubborn with their usage last year. They had a 3-man backfield.
It was frustrating.
I mean, he's so talented. He was breaking off such big plays where you're just like, "Oh my god, if this guy gets 15 touches a game, he's going to be a smash." But he just wouldn't do that.
Yeah. 20 years, way too much.
Yeah, it is. Who got him there?
Uh, Dudilly, I think.
Okay, that's nice.
So now Dudilly's pretty tapped out at $17.
Yep. Yeah,
ODB, I think we're probably sitting this out.
yeah. So when you look at our budget, you can see that we don't really have we want to let these guys continue to spend their $10 and $11 bids so that we're kind of getting into a range where we can just get stuff for $5 and $6.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Is there anyone who you think, as a wide receiver 5, we would be excited to spend a bit more than that on in the
So
world where all of a sudden they're going for $9 and we can bid them up to 10?
Higgins is the one guy where I'm like, we could go a little bit over our budget,
Yeah.
and then because they're still, I mean, like even the guys I don't have highlighted when we go further down, like guys like Will Fuller, these rookies, Rondell Moore and uh why can't I talk more on the Jets, Elijah Moore, like
Hmm.
these guys are going to go for $2 to $3 and they're just
Yeah.
awesome picks.
What do we think
So,
about Pitts here?
okay, yeah, I say we get in the mix.
Yeah.
Our budget
What's
has
like our
17.
okay?
We do still
I
have
mean, at 15,
Hawkinson.
I definitely am excited to have him.
I think we can go up to 17. I think we let him go at 17.
See if we get this.
Yep.
It'd be huge.
I think we let I mean, I if you really like Pitts, I think we can do
I'm
it.
happy to go Hawkinson.
I think Hawkinson might be the play. Yep, Jamar Chase is still available. There's so many good. I almost do think we could I think we definitely try to get Hawkinson because the deals we're gonna get late are gonna be so
Yeah.
good. Like, I might even adjust the budget where some of these other guys are like $2 spends because
Yeah. I mean, like Herbert immediately going for 13 is like fucking insane. Like it
yeah.
just doesn't make any sense.
How much Beckham went for 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I definitely agree. So much value in having all the budget. I think we're gonna be able to make hay.
Especially during COVID times, like I think having that flexibility is really valuable. I
Yep.
found that last year a lot in my leagues. That just like I had pretty deep teams, and I was able to withstand some of the craziness that came up, and it meant a lot.
One other hack we should think about is how to use the COVID IR spot to our advantage. Um,
Hmm.
we actually should check if they have to be NFL designated IR to be eligible, or if they're just out. There's guys that I like rookie Rashad Bateman on the Ravens, who's going to miss the first 4 weeks of the season. If he's eligible for our reserve, I mean, we get him
Hmm.
for $1, we slide him down, and we just freed up another roster spot.
Yeah. The Jack settlement special right here.
I mean, it's not an absurd price. It just we're going to
I think
spend
it's
our
a
money
fair
elsewhere.
price, right?
Yeah.
I have such a hard time ever spending up at QB unless I'm in a world where like all of a sudden it's the third round and you can get like the number one QB off the board. I almost never can.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys who are 10th and 11th, I really think we're going to get Justin Fields for like $2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm
this is a
paying
guy we want to
attention.
keep an eye on here, right?
Yep. This definitely eats into our tight end
I
budget.
think we take him for 11 though if we
Yeah,
can
for
get him,
sure.
right?
Yeah, bid, Andy. Okay.
I want to make it seem like we didn't know, you know? Oh, I don't know. Is he good
Last
enough? Is he worth it? Who knows?
sneak it through. Sneak it through. Sneak it through. Yes.
That feels good.
That feels real good.
And so we're still the wealthiest people on the board.
I'm gonna adjust the budget a little bit, but man, that is an awesome fifth
Yeah.
receiver.
I mean, now our receiver depth is insane.
And look at like just on our auction values, we got
Yeah.
him for a 50% discount just from the baseline price.
Yeah. Feel really good about that. And I think, it's all just like my own gut feeling, but I'm pretty excited about the Bengals offense this year comparatively to the last few years. I think that they have a lot of upside.
The other thing, the reason
I mean, look at this versus Thielen right now. Like this is ridiculous.
I know
It's got to just be the name value.
I mean, I prefer Higgins straight up to Thielen, and then you're getting a discount on it. It's crazy. The other thing I've been thinking about now with quarterback, just based on how deep it is going to be,
Mm-hmm.
even though there's a chance Justin Fields, and I keep saying Justin Fields, but I just mean that type of player. It could be Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Just because they're not starting week 1, I think we could come out of this draft with just one QB, and then if they're starting, great, we're off to the races. If not, we could drop one of our last bench guys and just pick up a quarterback to start until they go.
Yeah. Totally. I definitely don't feel a need to take 2 QBs here unless we find ourselves in a place where all of a sudden we're getting like some insane value.
Yeah.
Or we're getting like Dak and Wilson for $2 each or something, which won't happen.
I reshuffled our budget around just a little bit on the T spend, but we are in an awesome spot right now.
Yeah.
All right, Hawk Watch. I say we're definitely in the mix here.
God, he looks terrible.
So Kevin Rose pumps him up.
He's
to
max
10.
bid, I think.
All right, we're in the mix.
Yeah, we definitely want to bid 11 here. I mean, if we get him for 11, I feel great.
Ship this. Let's go. This is how we win, Andy.
This is how we win. I actually watched that movie for the first time on my flight back from Vegas. Actually, yeah,
that's awesome.
It was awesome. It's such a fun movie.
These Hawkinson and Higgins prices are wild.
Yeah,
we have money to spend now.
Yeah, we have like serious running back. Oh shit, I have to nominate someone.
Perfect nom.
Like Davis. No thanks. All right, so now we need to basically, like, the way that I would generally think about this is we want to fill running backs, our 2 running backs over everything, and then QB if we can get a good deal.
Yeah, I would say because we have a little money to play around with now between QB, 2 RBs, even our next wide receiver, like let's pay attention to Hunt here. I think he's interesting at like 11 or lower.
Yeah. I mean, definitely at 6.
Yes.
People are really poor. They just don't have the money to spend.
Bot goes 7. We can easily go 8 here.
Yeah.
Hunt is just like a perfect guy in builds like this. because he's going to give us floor production. Goddamn bot.
What do we think? Do we go 10?
I
Or
think
do we let the bot
so
take
we
him
could
for 9?
go 10. Go 10.
We do need a running back at some point.
Yeah. And Hunt is just a perfect kind of anchor for builds like this. And then we can get a rookie. We can get a Trey
Easy.
Sermon or a Javonte Williams.
Yeah. Well, and so now I feel really good about our team in general.
Yes.
Filled out.
Hunt was an interesting guy last year. Leone looked at win rates in the Big Best Ball Mania tournament, and Hunt was one of the few overlapping players for styles of structures. Like in the 0 RB teams,
Really?
he was a high win rate player, and in RB heavy builds, he was a high win rate player.
He fucking crushed it last year. He was really good as far as his ADP compared to performance. I mean, he's a great player. He just is maybe a piece of shit.
Yes,
Which is a hard thing to reconcile.
Although it's an evergreen comment about a lot of these players.
Maybe about the NFL in general.
Exactly.
Dak for 9 is like a fine deal, I feel like, but not one that we want. Just
yeah. I do think we can keep. So there's a huge tier gap here after Russell Wilson for quarterback. I think we can be in the mix for 9 for sure. Because this just gives us a jacked up starting lineup.
Yeah.
If they let
us, at $7.
Yeah, and I'm willing to go even 9 here just because as much as I like Lance and Fields,
he's proven.
Wilson. Yeah, exactly.
So we have the 9 bid.
Sneak it through. Boom. Dude.
All right.
This is a masterclass.
So now we got $21 to spend. We need to fill a running back, a defense, and 5 bench slots.
Yeah, so defense is an auto $1 bid.
Yeah.
And we are, and the other thing is now we don't even have to worry about an extra roster spot for potentially carrying a second quarterback. Like Russell Wilson's a set it and forget it guy.
Yeah. The only version of this season where we don't have him is injury, is ACL or something.
Yes. I feel really, really good about how we've played this. The patience, but like not getting squeezed out of elite guys, but also picking off we picked off the end of the QB tier and the end of the tight end tier just perfectly.
Yeah. Masterclass in that.
Okay. Sermons is a guy I'm interested in. Him and Javonte Williams would be 2 priority targets for me in this build. Like if we can get one of these guys for $8, I think Javonte, if Sermon gets expensive, we can let him go and go for Javonte, but I think up to like 7 for him. If we want to put in the
I'll
7
do the $7 bid and see if we get him.
Yep.
So is he the RB1 in San Fran?
So they have 19. I think we can let go. 9 is justifiable. It's close. It's really close. We can let him go. So he's going to be, I think he's going to be in like a 50-50 right out of the gate with Raheem Mostert, who is another potential target for us. Sermon's just really enticing because I think he's probably a little more talented than Mostert. And then the 49ers playoff schedule is just insane. And their whole schedule on the season is insane. And so he could just
Gaskin's here for super cheap. What are we thinking?
He's in that same thing. Like if we could get him for $7, I think that would be fine. I prefer
I'll do the $7 bid and see if we get him. If not, move on.
Yeah, I think that's right. All right. Yeah, we can let Drew have him. So I'm basically I pulled in ETRs, just baseline values for a $200 budget. So we just kind of have a rubric, but I would say Andy and I are just kind of going by feel and playing the tiers as they come, knowing kind of the prices within that tier and then seeing where we can get values. Claypool, very interesting to me, but we're kind of in the range here. We're going to spend like $5, $4 on our next couple wide receivers.
Pretty priced out, I think.
I think we're priced out here. I think we might be able to get a Judy or a Chenault for even cheaper.
I'd love to grab Chenault.
Yes, you had me at Laviska Chenault. Claypool for 7 though is very nice.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of that kind of is contingent on the Steelers' pass offense in general and what
Okay.
Big Ben looks like.
So there's definitely now that Gaskin is gone, to me, there's like 3 guys here that we should come away with one: Edmonds, Javonte Williams, or Mostert. I think we should
Mm-hmm.
come away with one of them. Williams, I think we can go up to 8.
Okay. The guy who bid 6 is pretty poor, so we might get him here.
Let's go. Boom. Sick, sick, sick.
This is how we win.
This is how we win. What do we get him for? 7? Whew. Even saving a little money in our budget.
That lets us potentially grab a little bit more opinionated bench, which is nice.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we can let Robbie go.
Yeah, for 7 for sure. I mean, that's like, it's crazy to think he's going to go for more than T Higgins or equal or more than T Higgins.
Right.
Crazy.
Frank is a high stakes veteran, very good player, and he loves this team.
Thank you, Frank. Not gonna lie, we have a non-trivial payout if we ship it. So here's
I love
hoping.
this is Max, who we met in Vegas. He says he has an auction tomorrow night, exact same format. He will be going for the exact same team. Feel free to copy. Robbie goes for, yeah, like you said, same as T. Whew.
Yeah, it makes me feel really good. Really good. So what are we thinking here as far as
I think let's go 7 on Judy.
okay. Ah shit. It hit
It
me for the 8. All right,
it's all
we're
right. We
out.
can let him go. I think we're down. There's going to be so many of these nice. I mean, I think Visca, obviously priority target. Jamar Chase is the other guy lingering. I know we already have
Yeah.
Higgins, but Chase could just be an absolute monster.
Yeah. Agreed. If he's looking like a really good deal here, I think we're also we got. I mean, no one really has much money left at this point.
Holiday, a guy we can for sure let go.
Yeah, you can have fun with this one.
All right, we are nom. What did Galladay go for? 6 right out of the gate.
Yeah, we got Chase Edmonds as the number 1 ranked person.
Yeah, don't, because he's someone we want. Put Logan Thomas. Let's let some of these guys who still need a tight end go for
Yeah, that's
someone.
smart. There's a lot of guys who still need tight ends. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gone out of a 12-team league. People need them. You gotta have someone on your team. You can't all just wait for Gronk. Eh, all right.
This is my favorite kind of. I'm getting shamed for not having $417,000. You're right.
Imagine not having disposable income of $500,000.
Yes, you're right. You got me. I've been owed.
Embarrassing. Sutton, I don't feel anything special about. For
No.
$4, obviously I would take him on my team, but I'd still rather wait for Chase and Chenault and
Yeah.
a few others.
Man, yeah, people are just cash starved
Everyone's
now.
broke. Yeah.
I mean, we really are in the spot where we're going to be able to kind of pick who we want. I love Boyd, but if we're grabbing a Bengal for $4, I want it to be Chase at this point.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, so we're good at quarterback. We're good at the onesies. Defense, we can literally worry about the last week. I have a few teams that have really good early season schedules, so we can just kind of prioritize one of those guys. And then as far as like running backs, um, okay, I think Edmonds is someone we pay attention to.
Yeah.
Um, if we could get him for $4 or $5, I think that would be nice.
All right. So where are the four here?
4 would be very nice. Ship it, ship it, ship it. Ah,
Ah,
Dilly.
we let it go for 6, right? We don't want it for 6.
Let it go for 6. Um, because I think we can be in the mix for Mostert.
Yeah.
And then like AJ Dillon is the other kind of priority target for me at running back. And then there's really nice consolation prizes as well.
This, I'm not sure I want for any price.
Nah, he doesn't fit into our plans. So we can basically, the way I see it for wide receiver, is we can get 2 more wide receivers to get a 7. I think 7 when you can start 4 is the right amount. We hopefully get Visca, a guy like Debo, or Gallup. I think
Mm-hmm.
could be like good fallback options if for some reason we get priced out. And then we get one of these rookies, the Rondell Moore, Elijah Moore, Devonta Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Jamar Chase. Actually, I should put Jamar Chase within the Visca conversation. Okay, Chase is here.
Here it
If
is
we
right
can get
now.
if we can get him for 4 or 5, I think we do it. Everybody's a steal now, guys, relative to these prices.
Do we take him for 6 or do we wait for Chenault?
Let's wait for Chenault. I mean, it's everyone's a great deal now. It's literally just picking which guys we want more.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams. I mean, what's going to be funny is how this draft ends is just like a ton of $1, like where your bid is the equivalent of just picking it in a snake draft because no one has
Yeah.
money to come over the top.
Like Jamal Williams for
Yeah.
$2.
And this is definitely where you get to the point in the draft where it's very good that we spend our money. Like we don't want to be sitting here with $20 left at every
Yeah.
position. We're like, what do we do? And that's why I'm really glad that we paid up for an elite tight end and elite quarterback because we kind of realized, all right, now we have that luxury spend there. Rojo, I think is again this thing like all these guys are going to be are guys I like that are going to be good values, but like we're just literally picking our targets at
I
this
mean, do we
point.
offer him $2?
Yeah, you can do 2.
If we get him for $2, awesome. It's basically like we got him for free.
This is wild. Okay.
Ah,
We'll let tight end, but it is so perfect that the name cuts off. Although does it cut off in the no, it doesn't cut off in the main you can see the full name there.
I also love that their profile picture is an ether rock.
That is very good. Okay. Mostert's interesting to me. Like my dream would be to come away with Mostert and AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
I'd go 3 here. I think we let him go if he goes over that.
What if?
Yahtzee.
Easy.
This is so good. This is
Odds
really
are we let him go here if I had to guess.
yeah.
Comparatively, those other guys I'd rather have.
I'm gonna let this question through, but I don't feel good about it.
I don't know what that is. Thankfully.
You stumped him, Lou. Sounds like a great project.
Yeah, I'm sure the dev team is amazing. Um, it's funny to me looking at like these rankings that we're looking at and everything. Just the passing of years, seeing guys like Brandon Cooks and Michael Thomas so far down, where it's like crazy to even think about them not being like really high end fantasy guys. Oh, it's
Yeah.
our turn.
Yeah. Should we just try to go get Visca? So the most anyone can bid right now is Cyclone can do 4 as their max, or we could just sit on it. Um, put a fuck. Put a Goddard or Fant out for $1.
What if we get him for $1?
I know it kind of suck. I think after this we can't. We need to be careful with this.
We might
Uh,
get him.
God damn it! This might have been a mistake. I should have had us done Dylan for $1. Fuck me. I'm bad. I botched this. My bad. That's my bad. We can just drop
That's
him
all
right
right.
after.
Those worst things.
So the the
Do
so
these
I
guys
switched.
not want tight ends?
That's what I thought because there's still about 6 teams in the league that need a starting tight end.
Yeah.
So I did per Recif's suggestion, I shifted the tab over from budget to max. So now we can see what their max bid is.
Mm.
So now we just pick our choice for. So like to fill this out, to me it would be like Visca, Debo, and AJ Dillon.
Yeah. And we can probably get all of that.
Yeah. Wait a second, too. Yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck. I'm so mad that I botched that Goddard thing. I really thought one of these teams who needed a
I
tight
thought
end
someone
would
would
have been
take him
2.
as well.
That's so gross. I hate burning a roster spot like that, but we can definitely get
We'll go for 2 here, right? I
yeah,
want to grab that too.
yes.
Because no one wants to go 3. But if we can get him for 2, that's great.
Dude, the waiver wire is going to be really juicy too. Like we're just going to be able to swap out Goddard for one of those rookies I mentioned that we would have just picked
Yeah.
for $1 anyways.
Yeah, definitely. There you go. Easy 2 for Debo.
Yeah, and then we just lock up Visca and we lock up AJ Dillon. We get a defense and we call it a day. What I should have done was toss out our defense.
Yeah.
I messed that up.
Not a lot of time.
This draft went from like very slow to incredibly fast.
Yeah.
But I feel really, really good. I mean, we can tab through and start seeing how some of the other teams look, but man, it's really nice. We can do this later. We'll get back to results. No roster spots empty. That's why the max is showing. Like if some providers, if you do it on like My Fantasy League or whatever, they'll let you, have a bunch of empty roster spots and then you got to cut someone and then you can pick up $1 ads or whatever. But the big systems make you fill out a starting lineup. So we do really just get who we want now and everyone gets this. The one
You
thing
also have to like kind of bid a little quick here. So when we see Chenault, I'm gonna toss 2 in right away.
yeah,
So we
and the
make
other
sure
thing
we get him.
Yeah, the other thing we have to be careful about is you can find yourself in a territory where if you can't bid 2 and you're the one that nom and then someone comes over the top. So at least we have our defense in our back pocket. I think that's our next nomination as our defense.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of wait people out on our other targets.
Yep.
I got lazy updating the sheet.
That's okay.
I still can't believe we can't figure out who Ja Rule's team is.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out at some point.
I'm gonna ask him in the club DMs.
Yeah. How are like Tyler Higbee and Noah Fant not drafted yet?
I don't know. This draft has been wild. Zach, are you on? Send me a message on Twitter and I'll send you a screenshot of all the results.
AJ Dillon here. Do we
yeah.
want to toss a 2?
Let's go 2. I think AJ Dillon is awesome as our 4th running back, and then we can be done at running back. Easy game.
Awesome. And then we can grab Chenault for the last one. And then we can even be a little opinionated on our defense, maybe.
Yeah. I have I mean, we can pretty much have the best defense.
Yeah, what are our thoughts there? Do we have a
Yeah, I'm going into looking at because I've been mainly looking at just like early season schedule, but like we have the luxury to just like get the best defense.
Yeah, if we can grab Chenault for 1 or 2, we have $4 for a defense where we can really decide who we want.
Yeah, so the top defenses this year, Rams, Steelers, Washington football team, and Buccaneers, I would say, are in a nice tier group. Let me look at the kind of opening schedules for them and just see which of those even has the best schedule.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams are at home versus the Bears to start, which is pretty nice. And then they play the Colts on the road. Steelers are on the road versus the Bills.
We have the Steelers on the clock right now, so we won't let them go.
Let that one go. They're on the road versus the Bills. It's not a fun start. Washington.
So we have the next nomination here. Do we go Chenault or do we go defense?
Let's go. Let's just lock up Chenault because we can get to 3. So if we go 1 and someone goes 2, we can lock him up.
Yeah.
Cyclone goes 2, we go 3, they're capped. We have 2 left. We get whatever defense we want. Have you ever been on a stream with me when I draft Laviska Shenault?
I have not.
You're about to find out what happens, Andy.
All right, I grabbed the 3. No, Pete, what do we do?
No, fuck, go to 5.
Here we go.
Just do it. Okay, hang on. Let's go back to our celebration, even though it cost us more than we thought. Oh my goodness, that was so scary. That was so scary. I thought we messed it up.
Oh man, fucking do dilly.
Oh my god, we didn't do our due dilly on how much money he had.
No, we did not. I didn't think he would bid on Laviska Shenault.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we are down to due dilly can come over the top of us for a defense, but again, we can live with that. That was hilarious and scary. I saw that happen right as I clicked it. Are you kidding me?
I guess, yeah, Buffalo seems fine.
Yeah, so the other one, so Washington's schedule is pretty nice. They're home versus the Chargers and then home versus the Giants. And then let me check the Bucks. They have Dallas. That's the thing about some of these good teams is they actually don't have the perfect opening season schedule. One team we've been drafting a ton as our defense are the Panthers. They're home versus the Jets, and then home versus Jameis Winston and the Saints, and then week 3 they get the Texans. So it's just like 3 really juicy matchups.
Yeah, Zach Wilson's first NFL game, and then some rough QB situations.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we have enough money on the line to be incentivized to stream defenses. You know, sometimes if you don't care about
Yeah,
a league, you just get the elite one and just play them every week. But we can go and swap in defenses.
yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, this is a good schedule too. Broncos opening schedule there, on the road against the Giants, on the road against the Jags, and then home versus the Jets. I do prefer the Panthers schedule. I like those 2 home
Yeah,
games to start.
there's no way we don't get Carolina if we don't want them, because considering they're the third worst ranked defense according to Yahoo.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
They are like, skill wise, they're not a top defense, but man, it's more about
it's
being
all
at home
matchup.
and against a bad team. Yeah.
Yeah, and DJ Chark for $1 to only 2 years ago. That was the case.
Yeah. I guess yeah, Nick is a Panthers fan, and he's telling us the Panthers pass rush is going to be good this year. I do agree, Dylan. I like Denver's opening, and I think they're the better defense. But man, I do prefer the Panthers opening schedule. This turned out really nice, and I was worried when it kept getting paused. I was
Yeah,
like, "Is this going to be a 3.5 hour draft?"
no, it
Um,
went pretty quick once we got started. Not too
yeah,
bad.
for sure. Yeah, I do think Rams are very interesting just because they are probably the best defense, and they have a good opening matchup at home versus Dalton. Like if the Bears don't start Justin Fields, you know what? I'm coming around to the Rams because they could be a set it and forget it. Let's try to get Rams, and then
Hmm.
Panthers could be our consolation.
Okay.
Because then there is the chance that the Rams are just really elite, and we again have another positional advantage every
I
week.
do like that. I've had a couple seasons over the past few years. Like there was a couple years ago when the Jags defense was insane, where I just like hammered the Jags in every single one of my leagues, and it's like can almost be a league winner for you if you hit a really good defense and just kind of set it and forget it.
Yeah, and the one the thing with defense is like it's one of the least from fantasy prediction. It's one of the least sticky things year over year. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
turnover on defense, but man, the Rams have a ton of talent on their defensive side.
Sony Michelle, what could have been with the Patriots? Sad.
He might, yeah. I mean, his outlook definitely improves on the Rams for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that last year or 2 years ago that Patriots D team was just
I think
putting
that
up
was 2 years ago.
those were
And
like
then
god
3 years
tier.
ago was the Jags. When the Jags played the Patriots in the AFC Championship game that year, their D was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And so
remember
I
that was
got lucky both of those years. I was like heavy on those teams on defense.
yep. Man, some of these deals are wild. Let's see what Do Dilly does here because he's got to pick someone he wants.
He's got a little cash.
Oh my god, I can't believe he made us. Do we know who Do Dilly is?
No.
He really gave us a sweat there. That would have been so brutal. Yeah, Joe Burrow for $1 is great. But you do see here, like just even leaving that money on the table could have been spent elsewhere.
Yeah. All right, so going Rams.
Yeah, let's go Rams. And if Dilly wants them, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just means we have to
What
sit.
sucks is that we have to wait for another
I know.
12 picks.
Do Dilly. Dilly want to
No,
slow
he
roll
doesn't
us
want
again? Okay.
them. All right.
I
And that's
feel
the
way
team.
I feel way less bad about the Goddard thing because I was going to suggest a player who probably won't even get drafted in some of these other rookies. So I think we will recover there. Do we know do we know when if one thing to just know is if waivers are opening up. So Fab with continual
Waivers.
rolling free agent waiver system, the manager with the highest bid. So he'll probably it look waiver duration 1 day. So if he has them as just rolling 1 day waivers, if he sets those up overnight, we can just drop Goddard for a receiver, a running back for a buck.
Yeah.
Dude, let's recap this team. Let's check this out. Um,
All right, let's do it.
okay, let's go to let me real quick to see if Ja Rule DM'd back. No, it's hard to believe Ja Rule isn't checking my DMs. Okay. Andy, tell us how you feel about this god tier team.
I love that we got some great pass catchers and comboed with a very nice quarterback whose upside is like Wilson's upside is QB1 in the right season, in the right situation. And so that feels really good. I think I don't know enough about Denver's running situation with Melvin Gordon and everyone to feel incredible about Williams. Um, but all things considered, with our tight end and like just general pass catcher situation, feel pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, Javonte Williams, just super talented running back, one of the best running backs drafted in this class. And then, Melvin Gordon was losing playing time to Philip Lindsay last year, who's an
Yeah.
undrafted free agent. He just signed with the Texans. So that does not bode well for him because Javonte Williams is more talented than Philip Lindsay, and Lindsay's really good. So to me, this signals like the team is done with Denver. You kind of see it with these rookies where there is going to be veteran deference at the beginning. They're going to give Melvin Gordon the carries. Javonte Williams is one of those picks where you're playing the hammer play. And the way we did
Mm-hmm.
this, it's like we'll probably week 1 start Mostert and Hunt, and then hope that Williams comes on really strong. And then the play is like he's a top 12 running back, in the money weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Our
Um,
wide receiver depth is insane.
yes.
Like our fifth best wide receiver is better than most teams' third best wide receiver.
Yep. And that's what I mean. Our goal, when Sean Siegel over at Rotoviz talks about like pulling off the zero RB strategy, he always says you're trying to get, you know, 6 top 15 wide receivers. And like that's what we went out and tried to do. Like we already have that in like Ridley, AJ Brown, Allen Robinson, just based on where they're drafted. And then we made bets on more Higgins, Debo, and Chenault that like 2 of them could make that leap. And I think those are all like the best type of guys to make that bet on.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Yeah, I know. I
then,
feel really good.
yeah, I'm just really glad that when I had set out the dummy budget, I wasn't necessarily planning on getting like an elite quarterback. And even I was okay having to go down to the 3rd tier at tight end. But I'm so glad once we realized how much money was getting squeezed out of the room that we could kind of really jack up our starting lineup with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me we get 4 third round plus wide receivers and like high end QB and a top 2 tier tight end, you really can't go wrong there. I feel like
For sure.
it's hard to fuck that up.
Yeah, Nick, this is starting roster, weekly starting roster for this. You can see, the starting requirements here, and it is full PPR. The one nice thing though is it's not head-to-head playoffs. It's just total points. So, the best teams will be rewarded. And then you can see our prize thing here. If we win our division, 38K. And then if we advance to the quarterfinals, if we get second, 66, 105 for first. And then the other nice thing is weekly payouts for top points leader. So that works out really well. I would not trade Russ Debo for Hurts Judy. I think Judy is a slight upgrade on Debo. I feel like Russ is a really big upgrade on Hurts.
I feel like the floor is a lot higher, where it's just like unless Russ gets hurt, he's gonna put out points regardless.
Yep. Um, Andy, this was a ton of fun. Thank you for thinking of me. I had a blast drafting this team with you.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. I'm excited to have something other than NFTs to talk about on Club Top Shot now during the NFL season.
Yeah, remind us to during the season on Club Top Shot to check in on this team. We will happily give you updates unless it has been ravaged by injuries, in which case don't ever bring it up again.
Then football's not real.
Andy, anything? Obviously, we'll be back on Tuesday for Club Top Shot to dive in more to the NFT mania that is going on. Anything else over at Fractional you'd like people to check out while they're here?
Nothing really. We had some cool stuff come up. We had the 104 floor punk vault come up the other day, which is really cool. It's looking a little bit pricey, if I'm being honest. I don't think it's a amazing point to buy into it, but it's a pretty exciting thing in general because it's worth a lot of money and people are excited about it. Keep an eye out for this week. We have a couple pretty crazy things coming. A couple really high end NFTs and different things coming up. So I would just keep an eye out on our social media and stuff for that.
That's awesome. Yep, definitely follow the Fractional Twitter. You guys also have the Fractional bot too, right? That keeps people update on what's going on with.
Yeah, we need to update it. It's too much because it tweets out every time someone fractionalizes something, and like people just fractionalize a ton of trash, and so we have to like make it, I don't know, slightly more opinionated about what actually makes it onto Twitter. But yeah, there's some fun stuff that comes up there.
That's awesome. And I will be back tomorrow for the Best Ball 12 Days of Best Ball. We'll do a Best Ball stream at 10 a.m. Probably doing that one solo because I didn't book a guest and that show is in 13 hours. So that'll be just me. I need to get some sleep. I need to rest. Thank you to Andy and thank you to everyone for hanging out. I'm glad everyone seemed to enjoy the auction content. Maybe we can make this an annual tradition. Pete and Andy's auction team. After we ship this, we will see you guys tomorrow. And then Andy and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Peace out.